Jaylon, can you just, you guys have been in a lot of these kinds of games and a couple of previous overtime games that didn't go your way. Just talk about what you had to do tonight to get over the hump and what it feels like to win one like this.
We just had to correct the mistakes. I feel like the other day we made a mistake in our zone and they got 2-3, so we went back to practice and worked on it, and we just limited our mistakes today. And then on top of it, we played a little bit harder. I feel like we played a little bit harder.
Fardaws, what was your reaction to winning this one?
Man, we needed it. You know, losing close ones are obviously not always tough, but we've been in this situation before, you know, early on in the season. So I think just to see that, you know, we're growing from previous games and mistakes that, we made in the past, I think, you know, is obviously huge. It's the right steps that we're taking.
When you're as competitive as you guys have been in many games recently, does it give you a good feel for what's possible going forward?
We've always been optimistic. We're gonna make the tournament, you know, win, lose, draw, you know. This was a good win. I think we need to start stacking them now. We got another home game against Stanford in 6 days, 7 days, so that's gonna be another big one. And we hope to see the fan base out here and loud and proud.
You guys struggled to get good shots in the second half. What was different about OT?
About what? Say that again? Sorry.
You guys struggled to get good shots in the second half. Anything was that you put up pretty much was highly contested, but in overtime things were flowing smoother. What was
they were playing in 2-3 zone, and the 2-3 zone is hard to attack because you got a big man just sitting right there, you know. But eventually found something that worked against him. When you got to shoot big like him, it's such a threat. It's hard to guard because I'm gonna get downhill, and if you have to keep 2 on me, with swinging to him, and if you got to go out him because you got to respect the shot. And then you got Cone, you got JC, you got Keith, you got so many different pieces around us, and so many players around us that can do so much that I feel like it's hard to guard.
At the end of the first half, you two both found each other for dunks. It felt like especially you guys and Cone were just flowing into offense really naturally. What is that, developing that connection to get to that level of ball?
I can answer that question. So that started before I committed here. Them two are committed here. We was in this room right here. We all came together. We was like, we're gonna do something special here, you know. We haven't done nothing yet, but like that bond started from there. Once I signed the papers to come here, and it was us 3 that committed here, and all the other pieces fell aligned. I feel like we still have something to prove, and I feel like we can still do something special here, if that makes sense.
Fardaws, can you talk about what Jaylon's been doing for you guys lately?
Man, obviously, I played with him last year, so, I've known how talented he's been. You see, the talent, just by looking at him. I mean, he's 6'7", he's super athletic, like he's built like a bull. And, the fact that he can shoot the 3, rebound, defend, guard, had 39-5 tonight. Like that's unheard of. And for us, like, he's gonna take the lead, he's gonna take the charge, and, win all his lead. He's the best player in the conference, the best player in the country, the best scorer in the country. So I think, we have a player like that, it makes my life a lot easier. So, we just play off of him and we just keep going.
He seems to have an incredible drive on the floor. You can tell he really wants it.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, he's a competitor. That's one thing about our whole team. We got a bunch of competitors, guys coming off the bench. That's one thing I think that, obviously gets dismissed sometimes. We had, guys like Gus and Rodney and Grant come in and make some big plays. And, even if it's in limited time, it's like when you come in and that level of energy sustained, we're able to, come back in and get our rest and do what we got to do.
You only get a few minutes before overtime. Obviously, it's another buzzer beater. How do you get right in that time or another 3 like that?
I feel like that comes with playing basketball. We have a bunch of dudes on the court that have been there, done that, You gotta understand, you gotta get refocused quick because like you said, it's a short amount of time. But you gotta understand, you got 5 minutes, it's a big opportunity, and we just gotta take advantage of that opportunity. And I feel like in the past we haven't taken advantage of that opportunity, but today we did.
Jaylon, Gus, thanks.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.